Hello friends and friends of First Baptist. This is the Midweek Update for the 17th of December 2025. This is our last Midweek Update ever. No, I'm just kidding. It's just the last one of the year. We're going to take a couple of weeks off and be right back with you in January. But there are a few things I want you to know as we round off the end of the year. First of all, a week from tonight will be our Christmas Eve service, 3 o'clock and 5 o'clock. What a great time to worship together as a family. Invite your friends, neighbors, coworkers to be a part of this wonderful service with you. Candlelight, prayer, wonderful music, a message of hope and inspiration. So that'll be Christmas Eve, 3 o'clock and 5 o'clock. Also, I know I keep mentioning our missions offering. Let's be faithful. We give away every penny that we bring in. Every penny we bring in for our missions offering, we give away to ministries and missionaries and compassion centers. We give it all away. And so I'm encouraging you to have an impact on your world. Also, I want you to look forward to our Midweek at First, which will start, yes, I'm talking about January 7th. That first night, you're going to see the posters all around campus. Those posters will highlight all of our courses. And on the first night, January 7th, free dinner that night. We're doing breakfast for dinner. Who doesn't love that? We'll launch our Midweek at First on January 7th. So this is our last minor prophet, Malachi. And I've noted the last few weeks that these last three minor prophets, Haggai, Zechariah, and Malachi, all live in the Persian period. In other words, Assyria had come and gone, Babylon had come and gone. Now Persia was the big kid on the block. By the way, Persia would have its day, and its day would fade. The Greeks would take their place after the Persians, and the Romans would displace the Greeks. Kingdoms rise and kingdoms fall, but the word of the Lord stands forever. So Malachi, we don't know that was really his name, but at the beginning of chapter 3, God says, I have sent my messenger to you. Well, the Hebrew translation of my messenger is Malachi. And so that's how this book gets its name. What I want you to notice is how the book begins and how the book ends. It ends in kind of a disturbing way. It says this, Jacob have I loved, but Esau I have hated. Okay, what does that mean? And we don't look kindly when God says that he hates somebody. What does that mean? Well, you remember Abraham, his son Isaac, and Isaac had two sons, Jacob and Esau. One was the son that was given the blessing, Jacob. Esau was the one who missed God's blessing because of his own carelessness. So when God is saying, Israel or Jacob have I loved, Esau I have hated, he's not saying I hate Esau. He's saying I'm in covenant with one and not the other. So God says, Jacob's descendants, they are my special covenant people to be a blessing to the entire world. So it's a little bit confusing as you begin to read that. Take note. But then the way Malachi ends is very hopeful. So notice what he does here. And this is Malachi 4, starting in verse 4. Remember the law of my servant Moses, the decrees I gave you at Horeb to all of Israel. So he goes back to the great lawgiver Moses. In the very next verse, he says, see, I will send the prophet Elijah before the great and terrible day of the Lord. So he mentions here, right at the end of the Older Testament, he mentions Moses and Elijah, the two key figures of the Older Testament, the law and the prophets, meaning that God's going to bring all of these together, all of these things together in the future to the Messiah, to Jesus. Can't think of a better way to put a bow on the Older Testament than by calling on two of the greatest characters, the lawgiver and the prophet, person who speaks God's word and calls people back and says, now there's going to come one even better. And we understand him as Jesus, who we celebrate this time of year during Advent, during the time of Christmas. Thanks be to God, and good news of great joy has been given indeed to all of us. Okay, so I'm signing off for 2025. We'll do this again in 2026, every Wednesday, 11 o'clock, our midweek update. And I'll say it one more time because I mean it. I love you, and I love serving as your pastor. Lord bless you. See you soon. Bye-bye.